Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Shooting the Shelf Wednesday One Shot here on the Just Shelve It channel. Today, as you can see, Curtis is not with me. I've got Dylan, aka Legends Collector 1321, joining me today because we're talking about a movie that we both like, and we got to spend Saturday afternoon watching together, which is unique that I get to watch a movie with someone that we're talking about on here. So that was fun. Dylan, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. I had a blast this weekend, man.
Excellent. So did I.
Awesome.
Got way too much Taco Bell and
Yep.
probably ate more pizza rolls than I should have.
Me too.
And I just cooked them too long, according to someone in the comment section.
I don't know. I think they were fine.
Yeah. But hey, we're talking about the 2004 monster film classic.
Classic.
Air
It is
quote.
a classic.
It is. Now we're talking Wednesday one shots. As you know, we do these on the show or the channel. They're things we like, so we're not going to be overly critical. And trust me, you know, if we really wanted to, we could pick apart just about anything we talk about if we really wanted to. But the Wednesday one shots are about, you know, bringing back some old stuff or maybe sharing some new stuff that people aren't familiar with, or you know, the stuff that we just had a good time. So we're all excited. Dylan's got his Frankenstein's Creature shirt from Four Horsemen Studios and Retro Rags Limited. It's Tuesday, so I'm wearing my Ahsoka Tano shirt today because that's what I do on Tuesdays. But we're all excited about the Four Horsemen figure obscura Frankenstein's Creature. Should have had mine in hand. It's over on the shelf.
I just got my shipping today, finally.
Oh, nice.
Should have it by Thursday.
Excellent. I was able to finish my custom for my 1000 Swigs.
I saw, man.
While you were traveling home on Saturday, so that was pretty fun. I just repainted a head.
Good.
But anyway, enough about that. We're talking about the 2004 Universal Pictures, right? I think it's Universal. Yeah, because it's only Universal Monsters. Written and directed by Stephen Sommers, starring Hugh Jackman, Kate Beckinsale, Richard Roxburgh, the one and only Van Helsing.
What a movie.
What a movie indeed.
I'll start off by saying I unironically love that movie. So anything I say comes from a place of love.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Totally for sure. Is this the best movie ever made? No. Is it towards the top of best movies ever made? Absolutely not. But it's entertaining.
Yeah.
There's never a time I watch this that I don't have a good time watching it.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's as much a Universal monster movie as there's ever been, and you can't say that it isn't.
Yes. So real quick, I love I love Stephen Sommers. His The Mummy is, I think, one of the best adventure movies of all time.
Yeah.
From '99. I do like The Mummy 2. The Mummy Returns. The third Mummy, there are parts I like about it, but the actress switch has. But we're not talking about that. Sorry, I'm getting completely off track.
We should do that one though.
Yes, I do enjoy Stephen Sommers movies.
Yeah.
The Mummy was great. Deep Rising is fun. This movie was fun. I think this movie did not do so well commercially as far as the big summer blockbuster was supposed to be, kicking off the summer season that year. But, you know, the Marvel movies weren't a thing yet, besides the X-Men movies and Blade and Spider-Man, but like the MCU had not started. And you know, this is we watched it on the perfect weekend, the first weekend of fall, or I guess the second weekend of fall.
Second.
And like that's just perfect timing, in my opinion, for a movie like this. So we'll get into this movie. Stephen Sommers wrote and directed this, and it starts off with such a big bang, you know, going back to black and white, this epic score, you know, the creation of Frankenstein's monster.
Which is why I said we should do this movie.
Yes. And it's I will say this movie, it never, what's the expression I'm looking for? It's swinging for the fences from the
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
Um, it's maybe swinging for too many fences and too many different sports at the same time, which I know that analogy probably doesn't work that way, but I'm saying it. Um, it's so fun. They do a really good job of tying in so many of these classic monsters together in the way that almost makes it too compact. But I mean, you've got this movie's 20 years old. I'm going to
Yeah.
throw this right up now so we don't have to dance around this. There are going to be spoilers in this. We won't spoil like the big ending or, any major things, but
Mhm.
you've got Frankenstein's monster, you've got Dracula, you've got the brides, you've got wolfmen, men, there's multiple. You've got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Mhm.
And Dwergy, the little German
We learned what that is.
Germanic, little Germanic dwarf creatures that are wearing Igor. Um, it's got all the stuff, and of course, it's got Van Helsing. And I think one of the coolest things about this is the take they. It might be one of the biggest leaps they do with his character, but it was the one I think that had a lot of interest to me. Sorry, I'm
Mhm.
talking a lot. Dylan, how I saw this in the theater.
Okay.
I think you were probably alive at this point.
Yeah, I would have
I'm
been
assuming what you were
6.
like. Okay, did
6.
you see this in
Yeah.
the theater or did you
No,
did you see it later?
I saw it later. I must have caught it
Okay,
on TV or something, or
okay,
I saw a YouTube video on it, and I was like, "Oh, I should check that out." Or actually, no, it was someone had the toys
okay,
in a YouTube video, and I was like, "Oh, that looks cool." And I checked out the movie. I must have been like a little kid, maybe 7 or 8 at that point.
okay. So
If
within a year
YouTube
or two
was
of seeing the
around,
movie. Okay,
yeah, maybe.
YouTube started in 2006, I believe.
Okay, so then maybe a little bit after that. So I was probably
Okay,
8 or 9.
okay.
But this is one of my favorite movies. I watch it all the time.
Oh, that's great. I I had a bunch of those toys. I know
Okay.
I had Van Helsing and pretty sure I had the Dracula creature and a Wolfman. And man,
Mhm.
they were so man, I kind of wish I had a couple just so I could remember them, but like I remember them like stuff like wouldn't stand their hands and stuff would fall over
Uh,
all the time.
yeah.
But they were
The
fun. Like
the Wolfman and the Dracula toys were those rubber like overlays that go over the little what are they called? Microman looking figures.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh man, I totally forgot about that.
I actually have a if I can reach it. I have a Godzilla that does that. It's like the
Oh,
whole
nice.
rubber thing, and there's a little different Godzilla in there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. I was
It's
gonna say if
the
it's like a
same
dude in a
exact thing.
suit.
No, that's what I've been using it for. I need to take some pictures of it, but
Oh, nice.
that's a different movie. We'll talk about that another time.
Okay.
We're gonna
So
do that a
Van
lot.
Helsing, he
Yeah.
he he's working for well, it's a group that's using looks like the Catholic Church to hide from public view. And it's almost kind of like a James Bond BPRD Hellboy kind of
I was
thing
gonna
going
say
on.
it's like Hellboy. Same year, very similar kind
Yeah.
of thing. Big gun,
And
trench coat.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
got that, but there's this armory
Yeah.
underneath the Vatican and all this stuff. They're trying to keep it a secret. And he gets set on this mission because the family, Anna Valerius, Kate Beckinsale's character, her family is sworn to eradicate Dracula and like free up their family name so they can all leave purgatory and go into heaven. So it's more than just stopping the vampire from it's a whole family legacy online, which like there's a lot of fun things in this movie.
Mm,
I think the costumes are really cool. I know we talked about this a lot. The creature
yeah.
designs.
Yeah. Some of the
You run,
best.
what you run with
Oh,
that because I know you like the
some
creatures.
of the best. This Wolfman design and the 2010 Benicio del Toro Wolfman are tied for like my personal favorite werewolves.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and American Werewolf. So between those
Okay.
three, the best werewolf designs anyone's ever done. The Dracula monster is super cool, and
Yeah.
it definitely borrows something from Coppola's Dracula movie,
Sure.
where he has the bat creature, but it's like just that, but like dialed up to 11.
Yeah.
And
I know we were
Frankenstein.
watching, and
Yeah.
he's walking across the ceiling at the beginning, and you're like, is
Oh
his
yeah, yeah, yeah,
coat? Why is his coat not moving? And at the end of the movie, when you see the transformation, you're like, oh, the coat is really his wing.
yeah.
So
I never
it's
noticed that before. That was weird, man. But
um
yeah, that
sorry,
the
Frankenstein's
Frankenstein
monster.
creature,
Yeah.
yeah, the design on him, you know, pretty relevant. I have the shirt. I'm waiting for the
Yeah.
figure. The design in this movie is almost what you would expect from the Horsemen if they put Frankenstein into mythic cosmic legions.
Okay.
With the he had like the bubble with the electricity in it, and he looked all like steampunk, and he had like leg
Hmm.
braces and stuff. And it's like he even kind of looks like the bald head that they put in the
Sure.
figure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So it's really cool. It's one of my favorite Frankenstein designs.
Awesome. I love that moment at the beginning of the movie where he's holding Victor
Yeah.
on the top of the windmill, and he's just like,
Mhm.
"Whoa!"
I
And like the one lady
That
passes
reminds me,
out. And,
yeah, that the his characterization in this is such a cool mirror of what Boris Karloff's Frankenstein is,
mm,
which again, it's relevant. It's why we picked to talk about this movie.
sure.
The creature as a character is super relevant to everybody that we talk to these days. And everyone's, reading the book for the first time or rereading and everything. And he's characterized a very specific way. The way that the creature in this cares about Victor for the 5 minutes he's in the movie, where he's like saddened by Dracula using Victor and
Hmm.
how that goes down. And he's like, he wants to help humanity. He's not the evil wretch that terrorizes people. He wants to help people and he wants to do the right thing, even to sacrifice himself,
Yeah.
which I think is a really cool version of the Mary Shelley version, and how he's not necessarily evil to begin with until Victor abandons him. So it's almost like he was forced into what he would always be regardless,
Yeah.
without being scorned by Victor.
Yeah.
It's a really cool interpretation of it.
Yeah. I do like that. It is a really fun take, and I'm drawing a blank on the actor's name. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Um, Schuler Hensley, which I know I should know him from other stuff, but um, he's he's great
Yeah.
in this. Just the prosthetics, like you were saying, the design, like how
Yeah.
you can see
Oh,
like the
yeah.
electricity cascading over his brain through
That
the
was
clear
cool. You
dome.
can see there's the scene where his eye pops out
Oh yeah,
and it's his face comes off and you can see his skull, but the eye is still in the flesh that fell off. So it's an empty eye socket and the eye is just hanging there. That was really cool. Such a good
I
design.
uh yeah, I just noticed he is side note tying into another
Mm.
Hugh Jackman movie, he is the lead protester of like the crowd in The Greatest Showman, like that's anti the
Oh,
circus.
that's really
So
cool.
so there you go. You don't have to go too far to find
Yeah,
him in other stuff.
cool.
But yeah, a lot of other things. Good actor.
Yeah.
I think he was great. Of course, I loved Van Helsing was great.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd his name go? Freaking Faramir from Lord of the Rings.
You're
David
asking the
Wenham.
wrong guy.
David
Yeah,
Wenham
yeah.
plays like brother, was it brother Carl? And
Something. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I just
Yeah,
love
Friar
he's
Tuck.
always
Yeah.
got like some other character. He's got Benny, who's a bad guy in the
Mhm.
movies, but then you've
Yeah.
got you've got brother Carl, like the monk, the inventor, and
Yeah.
yeah, there's just a fun, like you were saying, there's a fun like Hellboy
Hmm.
ape sapien vibe between them and
Yeah.
everything, and um, yeah, the creature designs between talking about Frankenstein, we're talking about the Wolfman, Dracula, the brides. I think is really cool, and they transform.
Yeah. And the
The
CGI for the most part stands up.
Yeah, yeah. There's some stuff like I think we were talking like the distance, like when they're up in the clouds, and some of the stuff doesn't hold up as well, but overall, and the physics of
Yeah.
the acrobatics and the climactic battle at the
Hmm.
castle is
Yeah.
a little off, but
Yeah. Would that be geometry? Is that what you said?
yeah, I think I said physics, but yeah, geometry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
is and Robbie Coltrane doing the voice of Mr. Hyde. He's only in it for a little bit.
Yes.
He's kind of like the first mission we meet Van Helsing on at the beginning. Like he, everybody was so used to Hagrid at that point. Like
Yeah.
that was a high point of Harry Potter stuff, and him as that big hulking character, but like in a violent, evil way was kind of
Yeah.
fun. But yeah, so acting for an epic adventure movie is pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean, it's no one's won any Oscars for this movie. I know you kept saying what was it about Dracula? Like he didn't belong. Like
Oh, he was in a different movie.
yeah,
He was like almost aware of the situation he was in, and he was so more leaning on the side of like I'm in a extravagant evil, almost Doctor Evil kind of character
yeah,
when he's in this like semi realistic is the wrong word, but this like gritty ish,
earnest.
yeah, like it
Yeah,
knows the world it's in. He seems like he belongs in like a Coppola movie. Like if he was Gary Oldman's Dracula, the way he was acting and like the way he would like react to things that like the brides would be saying like, "Oh, we're hungry," and he'd like freak out, but then he'd be like, "Oh, I'm so cool." Like that
yeah.
was like his whole character.
I
It was
love when
awesome.
he's so very melodramatic. Like when he like he gets up and he's like, oh, and he does like the weird little
Yeah.
stage float
Uh-huh.
down. Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
it's like
And
he was he was visualizing his life as if it was a stage play for an
yes.
audience that wasn't
Yeah.
watching it except we were.
Yeah. To him, he's like, I've done this 1,000 times. I'm
Yeah.
Dracula. This is just how it goes. And it's so funny because one of the other special effects things that I noticed was there's a scene where he gets his face blown off,
Mhm.
and there's a strand of hair hanging over his face because like that he has two strands of hair, I think, or maybe it's one, but he has like bangs hanging down on his face, and when his face gets blown off or burnt in a fire or whatever, it comes up and the hair when his face like heals, like Dracula can heal like Wolverine, and
Yeah.
he like you could see the hair come in with the face and not grow back from his head. It grows into his head. It was so funny. And like that just shows the kind of character that he's playing. Where like
Yeah.
the hair is just part of him in his true form, not his human form, just like the jacket.
Right.
It was
Right.
so funny.
Yeah. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, entertaining. If you're looking
Yeah.
for,
Literary.
literarily accurate,
Oh yeah, no,
li-
you're no.
literary, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
Literarily.
If you're
Yeah.
looking for accuracy to the books for any of these characters or early incarnations of them, this is not the movie to
No.
watch. If you just want to have a fun Halloween time monster movie
Yeah.
that's got some laughs, it doesn't take itself too seriously.
No.
Um, but it's a good fun romp through
Mhm.
Romania and Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, Hugh Jackman, Kate
Hmm.
Beckinsale.
Yeah.
they're great on screen together, and the rest of the cast does a really good job. And the sets, I mean, there's a lot of CG, but there's a lot of great physical sets in this movie and a lot of great props. So
Yeah.
if you like that sort of stuff, they really put their effort into all of that as well. So any last thoughts before we wrap up?
Check the movie out if you haven't. I would
Okay.
say do a double feature of this and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, or
Oh
this
yeah,
and Hellboy.
Because
Because if
yeah,
I'm
good
like I said,
recommendations.
it's like this is Hellboy's world in the past, and then Hellboy happens.
Yeah.
Like in my head, that's what's going on.
Okay.
So
So yeah, it's available. Looks like it's on IMDb. Says it's on Netflix, but I'm
it
assuming it's not
was
actually on
not when I
Netflix.
checked.
You can stream it on Amazon, or you can come to my house
Hmm.
after Legion's Con at this point and watch it with me. Or maybe someone else has a Blu-ray or a DVD. You can go watch it with them.
Party at Jesse's house. There will be pizza rolls.
Well, for now, I might fire up the air fryer and eat some of those tonight. But anyway, folks, thanks for joining us for this week's Wednesday One Shots. Dylan, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming down and hanging out with me and watching this.
Thanks for having me.
Curtis, you missed out on joining us on this. And you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. If he did not enjoy this movie to the level we did, that defeats the point
Yeah,
of a
true.
Wednesday One Shot. But he did get the invitation, but he declined. So he didn't say why. I'm gonna assume he was just busy this evening. So, okay, folks. I'm horrible at saying goodbye. Goodbye.
Adios.